we're both burned out, 'cause something isn't right, I know. Not a single one can tell me what went wrong.
Hey guys, I am back with a new video, just to kind of give everyone an update on how things are going. I talked about the return to the weeks last week in this new tragen cover, so I'm going to go over sort of what I've set up in here. I have started to utilize this a little bit more, but I thought I was going to actually maybe go through some of resetting this up with you guys here today, and then yeah, just to kind of let you guys see that I have been updating this as I go along. Last year in March, I guess I didn't update this too often, so I haven't been able to look back at a few things here, but yeah, the Hobonichi 5-year is still going strong and very much a part of my system now. So yeah, let's put some of the stuff aside first and maybe start with the weeks. So this tragen cover is, yeah, really nice and just I think a great addition. I think the color really pops, so I never really lose sight or lose track of it at any point. And so yeah, I've just been kind of figuring out what to put in here, and it does get a little bit bulky actually, so I may have to rethink a few things, but just for starters here, I put this is a Libro, it's a bookstore in Japan, the gashapon here. I think it just fits with this really well. It's like a nice little flat little trinket. So I thought I didn't have a lot here, but let's see, let's open this up and show you guys what I have. So I do have 2 of these Pochito stamps, and these are the weather stamps and also the baby ones. So these are 2 that I'm carrying around right now. And then also in here, I actually just have, I guess, 3 highlighters, the 2 of the Uni Propus ones, and then 1 mild liner, and then I also have the Pentel multi-pen. So not a lot, but it already is feeling a little bit bulky when you close and clasp this together. So I may have to kind of rethink things here a little bit. And then once we open this up, I do have my Hobonichi weeks, and then I do also have my Coletto, which, as you see, I have used this out the wazoo, and the black ink is needing to get replaced very soon, which is cool. All right, so on the left here, I actually put my Travelers Company sticker release paper insert here. I thought this was actually quite a good size. I also refilled it with a couple of stickers that I think I could be using. And I still have some blank pages, but yeah, overall I think a good selection of stickers that I have here. And then I also have some, I think these are from Daiso. These are just a few labeling stickers, and then a few, yeah, these are just totally random. I think these are from Mindwave, and these are also from Daiso. So just a small collection of stickers that I can use and also swap out. And then also the classic Hobonichi Weeks board. Over here, so this section is actually getting quite thick, so I may have to rethink maybe where I put this. There is a chance that I could just actually slip this here, and it seems to have actually reduced the bulk quite a bit already. And then over here I have just some tabs. This is from the techo series from Kokyo, and I think this is also from Daiso. These are sent to me from Mina Pomelo, so I just keep them here. This is just a really funny banana post-it I got from Japan, and then I have 2 Kira tapes, one of these stamp edition ones, and then another of this kind of funky, cool, kind of modern patterns from Kira. And then let's go in, shall we? So I put a few post-it notes that I think I will use a bit over here. I also, I don't know if you guys missed this in maybe an earlier video, but I do have these that I still am using, and so I did take this out and I put a tab here just earlier today. And yeah, so I definitely wanted to actually carry this around, but knowing that this gets really bulky, I don't think I will do that right now. So just kind of flipping the page. I am still trying to kind of figure out what to do with the calendar. As you know, in an earlier kind of video, what I did was I put a sticker a day for the monthly calendar, which, you know, I still am reconsidering, but in hopes of this being a much more functional planner for myself. Really, I'm just putting together very key events, things that I want to do, and then on the left hand side I'm trying to actually put like weekly goals, like weekly must-dos on the left, and really kind of tracking that from week to week. I don't know, going back to a planner is kind of giving me a little bit anxiety just because I am like, having a planner makes me very well aware of sort of the days passing by. And I don't know if this makes any sense or if anyone can relate, but sometimes when seeing how quickly time can pass, especially kind of laid out in front of you, in, you know, kind of being like, oh my gosh, a week or 2 weeks is only 2 page turns away, and by that time I have to do all these things. Actually, yeah, it gives me a little sense of nervousness that I wouldn't have if it wasn't sort of all these plans weren't laid out in front of me, so obviously. In any case, I am kind of putting this to good use. This was kind of a quick overview of last week's, what last week's plans looked like. I had a ton of things that we had to do. I kind of logged a few things with regards to Peggy when she was having tummy time, or when she, you know, kind of her having like a little diaper rash. I also set up my Fomemo printer, which I can't show you right now because I'm using my phone to film this, and in order to print from this I need my phone. But I was thinking this is a pretty easy kind of setup in terms of, you know, kind of connecting and printing things almost immediately. So I did a few tests on a few photos. I think when it comes to photos, it's still pretty, the black and white nature of it is still pretty low quality, so I don't know that I'll be printing a ton of photos from here, but I am curious to sort of start printing things like to-do lists or passages that I want to sort of record and kind of like have maybe even to-do lists, to buy lists. Those can easily be printed from here as text, black and white, and it does come out in sort of a sticker format. I do have the sticker paper, and I just ordered some non-sticker paper as well, so I might do a more thorough review of this at a later date. But in any case, sort of I kind of tracked a ton of, this was actually very helpful for me last week to sort of track what I needed to do, events that were taking place, appointments that we had, tracking, you know, the fact that, you know, this is Peggy's 3rd week, this is Peggy's 4th week. In her 6th week, she'll need to do these things. In her 8th week, she'll need to do, etc., these things. So yeah, so it's been working well for me so far. I haven't quite figured out how to utilize this right hand section quite yet, but I do like that. Yeah, it's just extremely functional right now, and I can't complain. I do want to be able to use this memo section a little better, but you know, with it being only I think 70 pages, I really have to kind of think about what necessarily I should use this for. In the beginning, I was using this to track just sort of pens that I was getting or new stationery items that I was getting. I was logging video ideas, and I was also kind of planning out full videos here. So very well could still be doing that, because that is something that I am actively doing right now. And yeah, let me just actually put a tab here so that I can easily get to this page when I need to. And yeah, overall, I still am really just kind of liking the fact that I can carry this around and have pretty much all that I need to use in this case. This trifold case really is super neat and super nice. The only kind of complaint I have, it really is that you can't really put too much in it, or it feels like it gets super bulky. So yeah, that's that. It's been working well with the lifestyle that I have thus far, which again, I should say isn't too exciting, but I am, if you know, you are familiar with Chinese confinement, I am getting out of confinement this Friday. I don't know what that actually means, whether or not I will be going out a lot more. I don't think I will be, only because, you know, I'm still really enjoying time at home, just resting and hanging out with my newborn. I also get really nervous bringing my newborn out right now still. So yeah, I think there's still quite a hurdle and a balance that I have to get over bringing my baby out. So there's that. So I'm going to set this aside really quickly for now and actually kind of introduce you to this M5, which a lot of you have already seen. Again, just to reiterate, this is my wallet. And so I do have my cards here, I do have some cash here, and then here I also have a Kidda tape and also some tabs that I use pretty often. And yeah, earlier today I did pull out these calendar, this 2-week calendar refill from Ashford. I ordered some new ones on Filofax and they are coming on Monday. I ordered kind of a 2025 full calendar sort of overview, and then I also ordered 2 different versions of the 2025 weekly calendar pages. One is kind of exactly like this, and it has notes on the right, and one is a 2-page a week calendar. So we'll see which one I end up going with. And then I also got some monthly sheets. So this is really just a preview of kind of what's to come. I did mention in my last video that I wasn't kind of going back to the vertical weekly on the Travelers, only because there wasn't kind of super, you know, there's not a lot happening within a day for me right now. But I wanted to kind of get back to logging in a small way. So what I've done here is I've kind of set up the week in these little sheets that I made. And these are actually not even inserts that I bought. They're just like self-made inserts self-cut from grid paper that I got from a Kokuyo notebook that I don't use anymore. As you'll see, it's clearly self-made because in that notebook it was like pre-punched with holes, so you'll see that here. Yeah, so there's that I am. So this is sort of this weekly preview. I've sort of started using this where I've logged here. This is every day, the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. Kind of just to see how my days pass. So I had lunch today around 1 p.m. And then over here, I fed Peggy shower, Peggy bath. And then, yeah, she's still being fed right now. The days obviously do cluster up into one. So I'm kind of wondering sort of what the purpose of these logs are, but you know, as I'm kind of restarting I wouldn't say restart, as I'm entering back into the real world, as I can starting on Friday, I do want to see if there are new things being added to my day and routines that sort of are worth being logged here at all. And then I just think, I know this is a little redundant, but the idea that I'm not going to be carrying this around with me, and this is staying at home. I did want a very kind of quick overview and agenda of like key things that are happening, which is kind of what I'll probably be using this for going forward. And yeah, just having a quick log of the day. If there's anything that I know I need to refer to or review, this will at least be in the case that I carry around. And then as we are going through here, I don't think much of this has changed. I still have my to buy list. I still have my inventory refills, and these are just kind of lists and things that are not going to change as I kind of go through the year. Yeah, still there's some finance things. I still have some notes that I'm taking throughout the week. And then, yeah, so these are just pieces of paper and that I have in here, kind of an assortment of them. And how I sort of go through this paper is I do have a ton of refills, but these are ones that I use a lot. So I have them in this Atelier Penelope case. I also have this, this is actually from Raymay Da Vinci. So this is a very convenient hole puncher that has both the A5 Bible size, A6, and then also the M6 and M5 hole punches here. So a very handy hole punch to have around. And then, so what I wanted to do today was really just add a few more inserts to the back of this book. So this is, okay. All right. So this, even though it feels like a lot of inserts, this mo term can actually still take a lot more. I don't obviously want this to get super bulky, so I am keeping things to a minimum here. And yeah, so people often ask me sort of what I do in these pages. I just like to have kind of an assortment of pages, only because for these ones I can write sort of vertically. For these ones I can write just in a normal spread here like this. But I use it for an assortment of things. Sometimes when I am reading something or watching something or come across an idea, especially if I'm out and about, I can very easily just jot these down. I just write the date on top, or I can stamp ahead of time. So this, let me just go back to the 25th here. So this is, oh, so one thing about these stamps is if the pages aren't, okay, so this wasn't the perfect, so I'm gonna discard this. I actually made a ton of these, so I'm not afraid of using these up. And I think that's the real sort of trick here when it comes to, let me just save this. This is my scrap paper bundle. When it comes to refills for my rings, I think once you find a good groove of making your own inserts and you're not too worried about just about using up your inserts, and you know they can come cheap and fast, and what's this? Okay, these are just extra. I'll throw these here. Yeah, so sometimes I just need to write things down, even though I know my to-do lists are already in some other place. I just need to get things off my mind. Vaccination decisions. Is good, and then what I will do is just I can log that my notes are here. I am going to, so what I actually wanted to do here was, I wonder if I can scramble this together. Okay, this is a bit chaotic. Actually, let's see. What I wanted to do was have a little section in here that I could, let's see, what I do need is potentially a sticker sheet that I am almost about to use up. Let's see. This. Looks slightly promising. Oh, this looks even more promising. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do. Alright, so okay, so I did want to have basically a sticker sheet here. Sorry, I'm like talking out loud right now. I hope this is somewhat, oh, these are so cute. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so what I did want to have was a little alright, so what we're gonna do here is just make sure I can stamp, or make sure this this is now a working sticker sheet that I can have floating around here. So I'm gonna do that. Okay. And then I'm going to have, just gonna put a few stickers here. These are some good ones. I'm gonna also take a few from here. And really, when I say assortment, I really mean assortment. All right, so let's do a few smaller ones here. Okay. So now I have this little sticker sheet that I can at least decorate over here when, you know, something interesting happens. I can kind of move things around, and I can always refill this on a whim. The important thing is that it was small and compact, and yeah, just now part of a larger system here. And that's really the key to, I think, making this work, is really being quite creative with how to use the refills. Oh, I just found actually another sticker sheet. Ooh, this one may be a good one. Yes. Is kind of figuring out for yourself how to make things like this just work. And so, for example, this is clearly a used sticker sheet that I can, let's just test it really quickly, that I can now use. Oh, maybe this doesn't work as well. Yeah, this is actually not a great sticker sheet. Not as good as the one I just had. So I'm actually going to drop this because, yeah, not as effective. So this is really how I utilize this. This is just everyday carry, have a ton of useful information that I need when it comes to like things like my printer settings. I have book reviews, I have my finances, and as you know, I always, the reason why it's currently so empty is I always, once I kind of reach a certain capacity with my notes here, I move them to the right places. Either that's sticking them into my larger sort of journal, or I archive them in into a binder. So yeah, I hope this was a helpful kind of update. There isn't a lot going on. I just thought I would kind of update everyone on how things have been going. Again, I don't leave the house that much, so me talking about like kind of leaving the house with this is really for the 1 to 2 like doctor and passport visits that I've been going to. Otherwise, yeah, I've just been kind of staying home, making sure that I am following this agenda, making sure I'm tracking things week to week when it comes to what Peggy needs in terms of her health and wellness, and things like vaccinations and like passport items, that we're getting those things done. but trying as much as I can to return to my old stationary normalcy while doing this. So it is taking a bit of time. I am curious to hear how other sort of postpartum moms are getting back into journaling. I had a really good group of responses when I asked this question on Instagram, so kind of spreading this into the YouTube ether right now. So if you are also kind of getting back into things as a returning postpartum mommy, I would love to know how you are returning to your stationary hobbies, and you know, how are things feeling different for you? You know, is it hard to journal about things now? I certainly have found that it is hard to journal about things other than my baby, because that's literally my entire world right now. But I did, spoiler alert, I did put in an order for a Hobonichi A6, just because I did mention that I really miss that format, and I wanted a space for myself, whether that's just exploring a more artistic side. I was thinking that now that I don't have, you know, I'm not as prone to writing so much about things that are beyond the baby, that I might start drawing. And so wanting a new canvas to draw from could be an interesting new, could be an interesting new thing for me there. So I'll keep everyone posted. I will try to make videos, more consistent videos. Can't promise anything though, because things change from week to week. We have some help now, and we're losing some of that in a couple weeks time. So yeah, that's also making me a little bit anxious, but we will live through it, and we'll be stronger afterwards. So yeah, thanks for dropping by. I hope I didn't ramble on too much and it wasn't too incoherent. But yeah, see you in a next video, and thanks for staying tuned until the end of this one. Bye guys.